I call this next one Same Blood. Born on the streets to a homeless whore, whose god was a drug, it was all she cared for. Barely a moment where she wasn't high, sobriety was non-existent in her mind. And every day I would cry, living with her, I wanted to die. At 3, I actually prayed for death, for all my mother cared about was her meth. Her kids are meth. We just make a guess. Which do you think came first? Growing up with her was a fucking curse. But for what it's worth, it could have been worse. Though a part of me wishes I died at birth. For at 3, I was finding her customers, asking random people if they'd cash money to pay. Anybody got $30 and need a BJ? My mother, she's cheap and a good lay. And she needs to get high. It's your lucky day. At least that's what I'd say. When it was happening, I'd have to sit in the corner and cry. The entire time, a single word repeated in my mind. Over and over, I'd ask myself, why? Why me? What did I do to deserve this? My mothers like her should not exist. My life with her is a life I do not miss. Though at first, I could try to understand. Maybe all she needed was a helping hand. But at even the mention of sobriety, of being clean, would cause her every time to yell and scream and say so much bullshit that she didn't mean. Like when she gets raped, it's 100% my fault. When, not if. As if she'd planned the assault. She even called me to explain every detail. And though worse things have happened, it was that hurt most. The final hammer to my nail that made me white as a ghost. So I found suicide, and I tried to set sail. Even at something so easy, I failed. Beaten, bruised, and raped while pregnant was all the fault of her unborn infant. She blamed me for everything she couldn't blame on my dad. Hell, I was the reason her life had gone bad. But then let her get high, and she changed almost instantly, from hate to love almost immediately. And though it was a false love, I still tried to believe. But I saw through the facade too easily. Meth only hid her misery, though only temporarily, and defined her personality and would for all eternity. So a menace to society is all that she will ever be. And though it makes me sick to think of what I'm about to say, your mom is not a choice you can pick. And the decisions she makes are the prices you pay. And so I no longer cared for a word that she'd said. As far as it was concerned, my mother, she's dead. 30 years of meth made her insane and caused me a lifetime of abuse and pain. And without any doubt, my mother is to blame. At least, as much as I hate to have to admit, that's my mom in a nutshell, a heartless drug war. And that's when it hit. I'm sure by this poem you can tell that I didn't care anymore. But we share the same blood, which makes one thing quite clear. If it wasn't for her, well then I wouldn't be here. So though I'll always see her as a minion bitch of hell, a part of me still does care and hopes she's well. And though I think about her every now and then, I do not wish to ever see her again.